So this next recipe, I don't exactly have all the tomatoes I need, but I'm going to make it anyway. I am going to use some cherry tomatoes because I do have lots of tomatoes. And I'm going to cut some of them up in half if I need to. So I'm going to finish, and we're supposed to cut 6 medium tomatoes up. So that's what I'm going to do. So the next ingredient that we're going to bring in this marinated herb tomato salad is we're going to cut up an onion. It calls for a sweet onion. I don't have a sweet onion, so we're going to use what we got. Next, we're going to cut up some sweet peppers. It called for 3. I love these little sweet ones, so we're going to cut these up, and then put them in our glass bowl. And remember all those veggies? Well, technically, tomato isn't a veggie. We're going to pour our dressing over all of this. And then we're going to mix that. It doesn't say to mix it, but I'm mixing it. Put the lid on it. And we're going to put it in the fridge for at least 3 to 4 hours. And then we're going to dig in. So now we set this aside because we've got to make our dressing now. So we're going to set this aside. And it called for black olives. I don't have black olives, so we're going to eliminate those. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make the dressing. 1/4 cup of vinegar, and I'm using white wine vinegar because I have it on hand. So the recipe calls for 1/4 cup of cut green onions. I'm going to use some dried chives. I'm going to eyeball it. Then we're going to add some black pepper to it. Teaspoon of sugar. So the recipe calls for marjoram, so we're going to add a little bit of that. It calls for basil, and it calls for some salt. And then we're going to put a lid on that and shake it up. And remember all those veggies? Well, technically, tomato isn't a veggie. We're going to pour our dressing over all of this. And then we're going to mix that. It doesn't say to mix it, but I'm mixing it. Put the lid on it. And we're going to put it in the fridge for at least 3 to 4 hours. And then we're going to dig in.